Have you ever tried to convince someone about something, anything, whether it be like faith matters, spiritual matters, what's right, what's wrong? Have you ever had that argument and tried to logic your way through it? How'd it go? We're going to think about that today on Now What Devotions from Trinity Lutheran in Cyrus. So COVID's been going around again, and I probably had it, but tested negative, but one of my kids has had it and been home, and so I've had to isolate this week. So both me and Kayla had someone in her family too, my administrator. So we've been working from home this week. And as such, I've had plenty of time to think. And one of the things, one of the mistakes that often crops up in between Christians, in between Christian leaders, in between all kinds of folks, is this mistake of thinking that we can convince one another, that we can change each other's minds using arguments or logic or these kind of things. That doesn't really seem to be how it works. And that's something Jesus is talking to us about today in our text. So we are in the book of Luke. We've been working our way through it during Pentecost here. It is chapter 16. And Jesus tells this story about a fictional wealthy man and Lazarus, another man who was sitting at the gates, and Lazarus was always sick and poor. And in ancient times, there would be a bench by the gate where poor folks could sit and wait and would receive assistance from the wealthy. And yet, I have to say, the conclusion that I often hear on this text from people is at the very end, Abraham says to Lazarus, well, he had Moses and the prophets, and you didn't figure this out. And we're not sending extra messengers back to the earth to teach you. If they don't believe Moses and the prophets, they wouldn't believe it even if somebody rose back from the dead. Ching, and there's the clincher. They wouldn't believe it even if somebody rose back from the dead. This is the problem, that it's not a matter of intellectually believing. And this is the point that Jesus makes in this text. If I could simply cause people to believe by what it is I have done, will do, or am about to do, this would work that way. But it doesn't work that way at all. It's something else that happens. And you need to pay attention to that. The thing that happens is something that happens in relationship. It's something that happens over time. The Spirit gets involved. People in your life show up and they show you and you learn, but it's not an argument. It's not logic. It's not something where if we teach the right things at confirmation, the kids will learn the right things to believe. No. Instead, in fact, that's why we've reorganized our confirmation. It is when you are in relationship with people of faith and you get to know them, the Spirit gets active. And that's how faith is transmitted. And so Jesus points this out today, but I wanted to think about that with you. Are there places in your life where you're trying to convince other people of the right things, or people are trying to convince you? How's that going? Is it working? In our polarized political environment, in our polarized daily lives right now, that seems like the least effective way to share what you care about or believe. On the other hand, we can live out our beliefs every day. And I think that's the point Jesus also is pointing out here. Every day Lazarus is at the gates. This wealthy fella could have helped in taking care of him and said, your humanity matters. He never did. How could he have learned that? Who would have told him? And how might you share that information with others? That's your thought for today. I'm sitting here in my chair, isolating this week, having probably more time to reflect than is healthy, thinking about how is it that our lives bear out and our relationships bear out our trust in God and our belief in the value of the other, as opposed to just our arguments. I'm Pastor Chris, signing off for now. See you next time.